So today, what I want you to do is I want you to play around with Pack. I want you to play around with widgets. So for this, I have included several pieces of sample code that you can play around with. You might want to try the practice file first, but I also included some things for opening images and displaying them, uh, and some just different things to play around with. So you can play around. I want you to know the assignment for this week is to take any program or create a new program using graphical user interface. So you can take one of the previous programs. The calculator assignment would be a good one. The multiple calculator assignment, Mad Libs, all of those are real easy to do as a graphical user interface. They're good because they require a few inputs from the user, and it's a relatively simple output process. But if you want to go more advanced, go more advanced. If you want to take the pillow assignment from 16 and give it a graphical user interface, you can do that too. That all works in here. And a lot of like 90% of the code is in the sample modules. What I'm going to show you next time is how I'm going to go through the process of connecting functions to our graphical user interface to put it all together. So that's kind of where we're going. But for today, what I really want you to do is just play around with it and make sure you have TKInterface working on the computer you have. That's kind of the big deal. So once you get up and working, try some of these practice assignments, see how it goes, play around with things, change some values, change some variables. And the last thing I want to show you before I wrap up for today is the TKInterface documentation. And I used to have a link to it from here, but I think that is not here right now. But if you just look up TKInterface documentation, it's this one here, TK Docs. Let's see. And you want to just go to the tutorial, and you could go to basic widgets, and it'll show you all of the things that I just showed you. But it's going to show you how to do all of the things. I want to point out something. TKInterface is available in 4 different languages. So make sure when you're looking at the sample code that you only pay attention to the sample code that has the Python logo by it, because these are other ones. So Perl, Ruby, and TCL. So we want to make sure you're only reading the sample code that has Python. But there's a ton of stuff here. So it's going to show you how to do all these things, put images on buttons, all that stuff. If you want to do more advanced widgets, we've got more advanced widgets, list box, you got scroll bars, big text boxes, sliding scales, you got all kinds of things, spin boxes. And if you want to learn more about the grid geometry manager, okay, there's that example I showed you. So I'm pulling my examples directly from this so that you can use this more easily, but this is the actual code to produce this grid. So you can look at that, kind of get a feel for how that stuff works. This is actually a really helpful tutorial. So if you want to go deep, I mean, it is deep. There's a lot of information here, but if you want to learn more about creating graphical user interfaces in TK, this is it. This is the definitive list. It's a lot of information though, okay? So you can definitely learn enough by playing around with the code to accomplish this week's assignment. If you want to go deeper, if you want to customize things, change how it looks, you can change the color of your window, you can change the color of everything. Like, you can customize virtually every aspect of this. If you want to learn how to do that, there you go, TK Docs. Okay, tkdocs.com. So I'll actually add tkdocs.com to Canvas so you can find it easier when I'm done here. So that is it for today. I do want you to spend some time playing around. There is no substitute for playing around with something like this. So see what you can do. See if you can see maybe if you can build the interface with the buttons or whatever for the project that you want to work on for this module. And then after Wednesday's class, you can come back and add the functions that will actually make it work. So if you're going to do a calculator, maybe you do the buttons and the text entry boxes and the windows and get that all the way you want it to. And then after Wednesday, you'll be able to add that functionality. And that is it for today.